Go.
When last we left our heroes, they had just been introduced to Estelle Trelawney, Felix's significant other, and Petra's friend and apparent partner in crime. After interrogating Felix as to how he knew Petra, Estelle revealed that the Tabaxi had been instrumental in helping her purchase the Dovetail Inn in Parassus. She then spilled the tea on the latest gossip from around Trirexia, including the sequence of events that led to the outing of Octavia's house and shapeshifters. Estelle's contacts in various clandestine organizations revealed that King Theobald Dresden of Parassus was seeking an alliance with the Lysatorian Tribunal, and the king was demanding the other two monarchs cede all command of the Trirexian Legion to him. This had prompted the abiding regency to position itself to intervene if King Reston moved against Anmar and Courtaine, and the venerable assemblage had threatened repercussions if any assault encroached on the shrouded Weald. Complicating matters further, Sorvel, specifically the Sabian Conclave, had made concessions to King Reston's army out of concerns over the city's geographic proximity to Parassus and the fact that the Theurgic Assembly was certain Queen Feraine would form a military alliance with the Order of Aegium, the militant arm of the Alban. Finally, Estelle mentioned whispers of an organization known as the Cicatrix, either a cult or a criminal syndicate that might have its fingers in the unrest in Sangomet. The gravity of such news had barely had time to set in when our heroes were escorted into the private back room of the Dragon's Flagon for a meeting with Desmond Farrat, proprietor of the Viridian Circus Casino in Felden and kingpin of the Crimson Reach. Farrat was already familiar with our heroes, even if this was their first face-to-face meeting, revealing that it had been his operation Petra and Natari had nearly blown the cover on by snooping around the Saddle Blanket Inn in Elmswain looking for Elishiva Hofbauer's missing pearl. Farrat's attention was primarily focused on Exagora, as Exagora's turnabout in the Octavius contract had put the fear of the gods into the Revenants and sent them scurrying to Farrat for protection. Looking to further cement his ties with the party, Farrat offered our heroes assistance on their quest to dispatch the subject known as Zed at Greyfate Manor, and insinuated a mutually beneficial arrangement in which Felix would be installed as king, with Farrat having his ear. Leaving this proposal to marinate, our heroes reconvened in the private seating of the Dragon's Flagon, where they were shortly thereafter joined by Felix's siblings Catariah and Pelagius. Pelagius had begun manifesting sorceress abilities, while Catariah revealed that their father, Cast of Septum, was somehow associated with the Cicatrix. The family reunion was interrupted by the approach of an elderly dragonborn woman carrying multiple parcels, who turned out to be Titus in disguise, delivering an urgent message. The military was looking for them, specifically for Felix. A commotion a few blocks up the street from you indicates the military will be here sooner rather than later. What do you do?
All right, everybody.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Felix looks at everybody. All righty, everyone. Into the bastion now.
Exagora is still inside the Dragon's Flagon.
So Felix will motion to them and he'll pop in and get Exagora.
All right. So Exagora, as you are scouting around the common room of the Dragon's Flagon, trying to get a read on things, just trying to get a sense of the people who are around you. As you scan back and forth, you notice Felix pop his head in and urgently, through the front door, wave you over toward him.
Really quickly, question to you. Did I get anything off that roll from last session?
Yeah, there, if you're looking specifically for anything untoward,
yes.
The one thing that you do notice is that Carrick, the bartender, that had revealed himself as having ties to the Revenants.
Right.
He is every now and then just kind of paying you particular attention. Other than that, most of the activity in the common room seems to be just people having breakfast or maybe an early lunch or some hair of the dog.
Didn't pick up anything weird on Estelle either?
No. Estelle seems on the level.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So get up and am I by myself or is she with me?
Estelle was outside.
So just me at the table?
It was just you at the table.
Okay. Yeah. Get up and kind of, half a jog over. Yeah. What's up?
how far away are the guards and how long do we have till they're here?
Probably about 2 or 3 blocks away
And
at this point.
are they going into buildings?
Roll me a perception check at disadvantage because this is a few blocks up the street.
Perception check at disadvantage. Fuck.
So
13.
with a 13, it's kind of difficult to tell, but basically what you're seeing, because it's not impossible to see 3 blocks away in a decent sized city, but what you're primarily seeing is the commotion of the people in the street on those 3 interceding blocks starting to react to what they're seeing further up
Okay.
the street. Kind of
When I was infiltrating and I knew that, all right, I understand that Felix is the target, and I understand that they have descriptions of each of us. And what was their plan? Scour the whole city and find Felix, right? And his party.
That was the last thing you had overheard as you were impersonating one of the soldiers before you started hightailing it back to deliver a warning.
All right. Okay. All right. Felix, they are going to spare no expense for you. We need to get out of here now. Can you teleport us back to the sorcerer sanctuary?
Oh, you're talking. Okay. So Felix looks at you. There are the Bastion, but the Bastion. Wait. Okay. Sorry. I was under the impression the Bastion is the closest building to us. Correct? Or is
Yeah.
it?
Well, you're basically like right here, like just across. Basically, the Dragon's Flagon rests basically across the street from High Hill. You're about equidistant from the Bastion, the Obsidian Archive, or the Vox Praetorium.
And then
Okay.
I'm going to pull out of my pocket and I'm going to hand Felix a sending stone. And then I'm going to hand Petra a sending stone, Emma and Xanthion,
Yes, I made the cut.
and did I have a 5-way or was it a 6-way 5 to give?
Giggity.
5-way total.
5-way total.
Good, buddy.
That's a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
It's
Felix-
5 stones total. So if
Felix,
you keep one, you can give out 4.
Felix. Oh shit. 4 of them. I know I'm going to give one to Felix. I'm going to give one to.
Okay. If
I'm
I
going to
see
give
this,
one to everybody here because they're here.
if I
So-
see this happening, I can handle myself. Give it to somebody else. I'll get there. Where are we going?
This is so we can keep in touch. You can give it to somebody else later. Everybody that's here is here right now. So everybody gets a sending stone.
Okay, sorry, I thought it was a teleport thing.
All right. So Petra takes one and like plucks it out.
I'm not going to give it to Petra. I'm going to give one to the 4 people that are actually here. And then we can pass them and hand them around later if we want to.
Petra like sees that she's short one and she's like, "Oh, I see it. Fine, I'm fine. I don't even need
Well, you didn't come with me when I went shopping. It is on you."
At this point, Estelle steps up beside of Felix and not exactly sure from where, but at some point there is a dagger in her hand. Not really sure where it came from. It's just sort of like in the turn of as she steps up beside Felix and looks over her shoulder and looks back to the group. Now she has a dagger.
Shannon, your audio's going.
Your
going-
audio's
walking.
horrible, but is it hostile intent?
Is it hostile intent?
She pulled the dagger on Felix.
Kinky.
How's that?
Oh,
Much better.
So much better.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have an
Okay.
erection already.
Oh god.
Is it because of the dagger?
Yeah.
Okay, Shannon. Yeah, Shannon, start that back over, please.
Oh god.
He wants to hear the description of the dagger again.
Speaking of husky voice.
Okay, so as she steps up to, like, as she steps up beside Felix, and they're like, she's like looking back over her shoulder toward where the military is coming up the street, and then turns back more toward the group. Basically, just at some point, like in the flow of her dress, she comes up with a dagger in her hand, and she's like holding it sort of like against her chest so that it's concealed, looking back over, and she's like, okay, gift exchange is over. Let's get going to the bastion, shall we? Okay, wonderful. Kids, stay with Auntie Estelle. Oh no, honey, you're coming with me. And she grabs your hand.
I know. I'm saying let's go.
All
And
right.
as I'm walking, I'm going to be like, Felix, we're going to have to get out of here. And we need to be on something that can outrun a griffin. Do you trust me?
Ooh.
Titus, let's just get in the building first.
I am the only one here that can probably get out of this and hide and survive. I
Not
am
the only
asking
one,
you
but let's
very,
go.
very quietly and very, very personally. As we're walking,
Yeah,
and I'm
basically
saying this
across
as
the
we're
street.
walking to where you want to go. So, do you trust me to find?
Titus, of course I trust you. I
All
trust
right,
you. And
I
we
am
just
going to go steal a goddamn yacht, and I will tell you when I have it. Or do you want to come
I thought
with
we were
me?
teleporting. Is that not the plan anymore?
I am not teleporting to a teleport circle that I have never been to before when we know there is an army of undead there.
And at about
Valid
this point,
argument.
you guys arrive at the Urbane Bastion and start on your way inside. You are now moving into the structure of the Urbane Bastion. You have arrived inside the building.
Go.
You want some
Xanthion,
help, Titus?
Xanthion X, get Titus. Let's go.
I'm following. I'm not arguing with Felix. Just so Christian knows, I am
Oh, yeah.
willingly doing what you want, but I am expressing the need that we need transportation that can outrun a goddamn griffin. And there are
Oh,
airships here, and there are probably enough rich people here that I can get us an air yacht that can outrun a griffin.
So you guys step into the Urbane Bastion, into the kind of like the open entry foyer way, which is immediately the very first thing that you notice is this is probably the most opulent room you have ever been in your life. It's all like domed ceilings and filigreed inlaid gold work that kind of like is all over. Every edge is a golden filigree outline, marble columns holding up the ceiling, tile floor looks to be marble, lots of plant life inside, immediate, like, just out of what is an entirely opulent city. This is the center of opulence that you guys have seen so far. Felix, you start navigating and kind of like pushing the party through, like, into some of the more back secure areas, I assume.
yes.
Okay. And as you do so, a few different things now, a few different pieces of chatter are happening simultaneously. You hear Pelagius say, kind of like just being like pushed forward by Estelle and everybody. He's just like, Pelagius is just, what's going on? And Kataraya just kind of like reaches over and puts her arm around him. It's like, it's okay, but we need to follow Felix. Okay. Meanwhile, at the mention of stealing an airship, you see Petra's tail immediately start swishing, and she just looks over at you and is like, what? Oh my, this sounds like a delicious idea.
I believe that an airship that one of these rich bastards here that is trying to exit the Parasus that has been evacuated, we could probably get us an airship that is really quick and really nice. We're just going to have to take somebody with us.
Parasus hasn't been evacuated, has it?
Well, Parasus has been abandoned. So I think what Titus is insinuating is anybody with means is going to have left the city already.
And more than likely, some of these means are really rich people that don't know how to actually live in the real world. And I believe that one of those ships is going to be here, and we should take full advantage of that. If that means tying the person up and throwing them in a closet and me impersonating them so that we can get the fuck out of here and it not look like we stole a ship.
The
Ooh.
problem is getting Felix onto the ship.
I believe that Felix needs to do some very dangerous stuff right now in order to overcome some of the noble shit that is going on.
I can get Felix on the ship.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or
Sounds like a
can,
plan.
I can
Estelle,
imitate Felix and cause a distraction.
Estelle pipes in and says, if Felix does any dangerous things, it's going to be to me. Is this work? There are airships here?
I mean,
I
I
would
don't,
almost guarantee that there are.
not that I know of. There's no skyport anywhere near here, and it's opulent, yes, but there's no built-in skyports to any manor
From
houses.
what I've seen walking around right now, what's going on in this city is pure fucking chaos. You have a military division that is trying to say, hey, we have order here. Then you have this whole mentality of college superiority of the sorcerers of like, yay, we've got magic and we're going to do whatever we want. And then you've got this whole division of people trying to get the fuck out of prices and enjoy the moment. It is really weird. That is everything I saw while I was shopping. So I'm just saying there is opportunity right now. And if it's not an airship, it's something else that is faster than a damn griffin.
We're still moving towards like the tunnels that connect the bastion and the archives, right?
Yeah, you guys are heading like deep into the heart of
and
the Urbane Bastion
what
now.
I want to do is what's going to be best to help our situation to end the undead. And I don't care if we're going to piss off people while we do it, because this has to end before we can do anything else.
At about this point, you guys notice. Is Titus still the Dragonborn lady?
Yes.
Titus is still the Dragonborn lady. So never
Unless
mind.
somebody is looking at me really weird.
Never mind.
Actually, one thing you do notice is that the Urbane Bastion, it's not abandoned, but there are not many people around. There are just kind of like a few people here and there. You do see some people walking through the hallways.
And then I'm going to look at Felix and I'm going to be like, Felix, and I'm putting my hand on his shoulder and I'm going to be like, as a celestial brother, I'm trying to help you. You have a stance that nobody else that I know of does, especially when you look in the noble lineage. There's potential here, and there is so much chaos going on in the noble houses and so much power that we cannot really trust who's in power right now. More than likely, it's an Octavian mimicking being someone else, and I'm changing slowly back into myself.
Gotcha.
And they need to be stopped. By all means, Felix. We're going to have to get dirty.
Ooh, says Petra.
And then I'm looking at the new people that are around. Yes. I'm a previous Octavian. If you're going to shoot me and kill me, go ahead. It's already happened, and I'm only 2 days old.
So Kataraya and Pelagius are just kind of like looking at you, like slight head cock.
Oh, yes. Cousin Titus. There you go. Felix is still pretty single-mindedly making his way through the tunnel.
And you push through into like you're now getting into like the parts of the inner like sanctum of the bastion, like where only members of the conclave are allowed, and kind of like getting close to like the chamber where the theurgic assembly meets. Where are you pushing everybody to?
The tunnels underneath that lead from the bastion to the archives.
Got it. Okay. So you guys get eventually at this point start to kind of descend down sets of stairs into underneath the bastion. And at a couple of places you do notice that there are places where Felix has to stop and like say something to get a door to open, or place his hand on a door to get it to open, things like that, like magical layers of security. At about this point, Felix, you hear the voice of Luzon Ig Arud come into your mind. Interestingly enough, when he sends a message, you also hear the ticking sound. Felix, I think you should know that there are members of the military descending on the Urbane Bastion. I'm going to assume this has something to do with you.
And Felix responds in his head, apparently they're looking for me. I don't know. It might be the fact that I've had multiple people assert that I should be king. I could have been just made a political target and not have realized it.
A few moments pass. Are you in the Bastion? If so, take the tunnels, come to the Obsidian Archive. I'll meet you on the first floor.
2 steps ahead of you.
All right. So at this point, you guys descend down into what are tunnels that run underneath, like subterranean, much more utilitarian in design.
And I am still arguing, but not like assertively, how we need to get some means of travel that's faster than a griffin, so that we can outrun the military that have griffins.
So as you guys are going through underneath these carved tunnels that go underneath the streets in the High Hill district, Petra says, okay, so when are we stealing a ship?
I'm hoping soon, but honestly, Petra, I can't do it unless everyone's on board. Unless
let's get to a point where we can stop running and plan something out for a second, and then we'll go from there. I'm not against it, but we need to be safe first.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, but part of me says, okay, great. Yeah, I agree with you. We'll meet up later. Come on, Petra. But no, I'm trying to be nice. And what do you want to do, Felix?
I pat Titus on the back.
Felix is very loudly having a coronary.
Where are we right now?
You guys are in tunnels. You are now beneath the Urbane Bastion, navigating tunnels that connect the Urbane Bastion to the Obsidian Archive underneath the street level, so that members of the Sabian Conclave who want to move between buildings but not be seen, but also don't want to burn spell slots to teleport, can get between the buildings in High Hill.
Okay.
I'm going to put my arm around Felix again while we're walking and just be like, listen, man, I have come to the realization in the past 2 days that a person that doesn't want to lead is the exact person you want to lead. So, lead. Just tell us what to do. All right? So, where do you want us to go, man? I've been sent here to try to help change things and make them better. I'm not a leader no more. That Titus is dead. So, Felix,
I'm sorry, the burp was perfectly timed.
Where are we going? I believe we need to steal a ship and get the fuck out of here.
We know.
And then fly to where we want to go before we teleport blindly into this place that is supposedly full of deadly undead.
And at that point, Felix is going to stop and sort of, not like violently, but just sort of assertively put his hand on Titus's chest and sort of cuff his fingers into his collar and just look at him in his, his solid marble, like black eyes and go, I have not said a goddamn word other than follow me. I like the plan. I understand, but just follow. Please trust me as I trust you. And then he just keeps going.
I'm still walking with you. I mean, come on, Felix. Let's go. Catch
Oh,
him
Dude,
faster.
Can
at
I
this
like
point, I'm going to
gag
smack you
Titus?
just so you smite me.
Can I
So
gag Titus?
at this point, Estelle, falling in step beside you, Felix, says, "How many people know about these tunnels?"
Any member of the Sabian Conclave. I'm keeping my eyes out in case anyone's down here. I don't see anybody yet.
Okay.
Do we have means to? I'm looking over at Xanthion. Xanthion, do we have means to mask our trails?
Give me a second. Would Pass Without a Trace do that?
Yeah, that's kind of specifically what it does, I think.
Yeah.
I just
It's
read
in
the
the
plus-
name there.
I just read the +10 to stealth, so.
Okay. It also,
Hey,
I think it also makes it impossible to track you by non-magical means.
The name Fireball is also very misleading. It's okay.
Healing spell.
I gotta stop drinking before we play Dungeons and Dragons.
No, you don't. No,
No,
you
I'll just
don't.
cast Pass Without Trace on the whole group.
How many people can that hit?
I think it's within an area around you, isn't it?
Cast range self.
And as he's getting ready to do it, I'm going to be like, wait, let's do that at the next fork in the road. That would probably be the best choice.
I'm asking you and your companions from detection. It doesn't really specify.
Can you just tip it over to me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just found this is within 30 feet.
Any number of people within 30 feet?
Yeah.
For
each creature you choose within 30 feet.
Right, including you. Okay.
It lasts an hour, Titus.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay. Good deal. And you hear Estelle just say, "Oh, that's handy." Okay, so what is the plan? We're moving from the Bastion to the Obsidian Archive, and then what?
Getting
Stealing
up
a
to the
ship.
secret room. Getting up to the secret room.
Punching Titus in the face.
I
Let's
deserve
not
that.
do that.
I'm just following Felix.
I'm following, but I'm still, voicing my thoughts.
Xanthion's bringing up the rear.
Whose rear?
Everyone's.
Mm.
Except Estelle's. And Felix's siblings.
I was gonna say, don't be.
Wait, what's
I got kid siblings.
what's the siblings look like?
Oh god.
Oh God.
Kataraya is 20?
Legal.
I'm trying to remember. Jesus Christ. Kataraya is 20 years old. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Rimini. Pelagius is the youngest sibling. God, I gotta go back into the character.
He's 12, isn't he?
Abacus. Are you okay, man?
Yes, let me double check everything.
Hold on, let me mute myself. Hold
Boo. God bless America. Where'd you go?
I thought they were 20 and 12, but I might be wrong about that.
Oh crap, that's not what I wanted.
I think you described them. I think
I
you
love
described
you.
the younger one as 12
Sleep well,
last
babe.
session.
So Felix is the oldest at 25. Kataraya is 20. Sepphoris
I get
and
it.
Versidius are both in their late teens, and then Pelagius would be 12 years old.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, they all actually have like brown, black, or auburn hair. None of them are blonde in any way. But Kataraya and Pelagius have a striking resemblance to Felix. Obviously, Kataraya more feminine. Pelagius just looks like a young brown-headed version of me, Felix. And then Versidius and Sepphoris, who haven't really said much, they look like someone else. Like they look like siblings, but they look like more of the other parent than the other three.
And which one's the oldest?
Kataraya.
Kataraya.
Well, me.
And how
Felix,
old are they?
20.
All right.
20, 18, 17, and 12.
All right, I'll stop talking. And your
Thank
name was
God.
Kataraya? How are you?
And you look over at Kataraya, and for a moment, you're like, wait, where did she go? And then you notice that they are trailing behind the rest of the party a few feet, and Petra has an arm around both of them, like kind of whispering back and forth to them.
All
Go back
right,
and see if they
I
need
get
help,
it.
if I notice.
This is the gloom part of the party. I'm going to go back here with Petra. You all have fun. Felix, mwah. As always, I shall follow you. And then I'll
Make sure you're still
follow.
within 30 feet of me, please.
I
God protect
I think if you want my $10 account was just charged $48 on DoorDash.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this new Titus is not a planner. I'm going
I
with
missed the planner version, honestly. Because no one else in this party has a plan except Xanthion, and his never worked.
Well, I have plans, but I need approval to do the plans. That's the way I'm going to play him. So
I always have the YouTube channel pulled up so I can like scrub through videos if I need to. We were last year. It's been a year since we were at Verine Manor.
yeah,
God.
is that not crazy?
That's wild. It's been
Man.
almost it's almost been a year since Wellsgrove.
Yeah, man. Remember Eldon's Wing?
Remember when Foss was
raccoon?
alive?
Oh
Remember-
my God, man, Foss.
Remember when Foss raged out on the orc?
Remember when he found out Foss was racist? Oh my
Oh man, he
gosh.
attacked with a barrel of ale.
That's
Sorry, I
when
missed that.
Verizon-
That sounds awesome. Barbarian?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
barbarian, dragonborn, barbarian of the ancestors.
Oh, good combo. Oh, yeah, he
It
was,
was-
yeah, I remember him.
It was so sad because that was like my second session back after I took like a 4-month break.
Yeah, he was. I had to stop playing him, man. The character was amazing and would have been fun if I could have kept playing him,
Mhm.
but he was bringing me mentally down. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some characters. All of my characters are like an aspect of myself when I make them, and I try to make them. But I latched into some dark shit making Foss, and it was just not healthy for me. I had to get rid of him.
Totally, man. That's totally understandable.
Yeah,
I've had that happen to me too.
I'm a method actor, and I latch on to shit as I'm acting and tap into shit that I've already experienced, and sometimes it's
Well,
bad.
That's the best way to do it if you can do that. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Christian, your family, I mean, you're not anymore, but your family's human, right? Am I thinking of?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Felix technically never was human.
Okay, so it just came out when you went
Yeah,
through
He's
it.
like the
Azamar from birth.
Okay.
yeah, Azamar is like a tiefling. They
Yeah.
can be
Okay.
born to anybody, and then just somewhere down in the lineage, there was some kind of fun with an angel.
Right.
Not necessarily, because the thing with tieflings is that tieflings, by the lore, tieflings had someone in their family who was
Horny.
made a deal with Asmodeus,
Right.
and they bear that curse in their visage.
Yep.
So a tiefling can have a baby with someone else, but that baby will most likely be a tiefling.
Right.
Azamar are different in that you can't hereditarily make Azamar. It's your soul has been
Touched.
yeah, your soul's been touched. It's usually seen as like an indicator of you have a great destiny,
They
or
touched
sometimes
your soul.
or it's just that a celestial just got a wild hair up their ass.
So with you, then you were born human, but then went through all that. And I mean, I'm sorry, you were born that way, but you appeared human and went through all that and it brought it out. Is that the thing?
Felix has always appeared different.
Okay.
So
Okay.
from day one, he's always been
And
platinum
that's
blonde.
why your dad had to, yeah, okay.
And that's
Yeah, I got you.
that was kind of the running joke, if not like most plausible, was that his dad eventually finally snapped and just thought that it was because his wife was being unfaithful or some shit,
Right.
and
Which
I was a bastard.
yeah, which makes no sense given the specific conditions, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Azamar have always been, out of all of the plain touched, Azamar are the hardest to differentiate from like just a standard member of whatever race they're born of. Tieflings being the most obvious at glance, and then Genasi typically having some like trait that ties them to their elemental.
Genasi? I
Yeah.
thought it was Genasi.
Genasi is generally the pronunciation, but Genasi would work too.
So Christian, with him, other than being, and I get how he looks different than his family, but how does he look different than a person, a regular person?
I mean, really, it's a case of he's just paler.
Okay.
It's weird. It's like
So
it's
there's
not like
nothing striking.
It's not like he's super pale to where like he's translucent. It's almost like alabaster, and that
Gotcha.
his hair is really blonde. But whenever he uses magic or taps into his planar side, then all of a sudden, like his eyes will glow.
Right.
His hair moves, like wind is moving, but it's not necessarily windy.
Right.
Like the little sort of thaumaturgic shit.
I got you. Okay. Thanks.
It reminded me of, are you moving your hair?
Oh God.
No, I am not. Okay.
No.
All right. So at this point, you guys begin to move your way up, now ascending back up both sloping rampways that lead up and then occasional staircases. As Felix, you have navigated them to the area underneath the Obsidian Archive. As you eventually come up the end of a stairway that ends in a doorway that once again, Felix, you have to place your hand on and mutter a specific passphrase, and the door opens, and it kind of like, for just a second, everybody else standing behind Felix, it looks like he has opened a doorway into a jungle. You just see these super thick palm fronds like just completely blocking the path ahead of you.
My internet's slow.
And Felix, you lead them out of the secret doorway. Hello. I can hear you, Ed. Can you hear us? Oh, I think Ed froze, or he's winning the mannequin game.
Doing quite well, actually.
So Felix, you lead them out of the hidden doorway that is concealed by this palm tree in the oasis in the center of the first floor of the Obsidian Archive. And one by one, everybody kind of ushers out into that little central area of the lagoon. And are you just immediately starting your way up?
I send all of them. I grab Estelle. Go. I just need to find, what was his name again? The orc?
Luzon.
I need to find Luzon. Go up to the last floor. I will be there to unlock the secret room. Go.
All right. And Estelle starts kind of like taking the place of Felix, leading everybody up
Stay with
through the
Felix.
floors.
I stay with Felix.
I grab Titus and drag him.
Listen, listen, Xanthion. There's we can't be alone right now. None of us
Yeah,
can.
but if anyone's gonna be alone, I'd rather that the sorcerer stay in the magic place by himself.
Okay.
I'll get big if I have to drag you.
Xanthion, you stay with him then. I'll go.
Okay. All right. I'll go with Felix. If you want someone to go with Felix, I'll go with Felix.
I do that. I
All right.
thank you for staying with Felix, and then I go up.
All right.
Sorry, my cam cut out right when you said it. Looks like you opened the jungle, and then that's so.
And then Felix led you out of a secret doorway that is concealed by this palm tree in the first floor of the Obsidian Archive.
Right, okay.
In that little lagoon area that, for whatever reason, is made to look like just kind of like an oasis. And
Okay.
now it makes sense. The whole freaking centerpiece of this first floor is just for a tree that conceals a secret doorway.
Nice.
All right.
Of course.
Is Xanthion actually staying with Felix, or is he just kind of like taking up the rear?
Yeah, I'll follow Felix.
Okay.
Sorry, Felix. Titus is making me come with you.
And as Felix turns around and watches everyone go up, he's just kind of like, "Oh, I was just talking about my family, but yeah, sure, okay."
You don't make your plans clear to everyone else.
I was literally talking to Estelle. I didn't talk to you guys.
But you said you were giving her directions to follow to lead everyone. It doesn't matter. Let's just go.
Yeah, basically at this point they've just kind of like starting to curve around the staircase toward the second floor. So anyway, what are you doing, Felix?
Looking for Luzon.
Okay, so at the front desk you see
Hero?
Huh?
Hero?
No. The other one. Yavanna, thank you. Yes, Yavanna. Yes, I don't know why
the other one.
I don't know why I can never remember their names. But yes, as you come through this doorway out into the opening, the like entryway chamber of the Obsidian Archive, Yavanna is the one tending the front desk. And she hears the door open. She just looks over her back with her tight, like impossibly tight librarian's bun pulled back behind her head. And she just sees you step through, and like a little like moment of like, oh, you just left. Okay. And she just stands from the desk and comes up to meet you about halfway to the door, kind of standing on the owl's brow.
Yavanna, have you seen Luzon? Have you seen Luzon?
I believe he's still.
Okay. He said he was going to meet us on the first floor.
Oh, he hasn't made it down here yet, if he has.
Yavanna, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go back up to the Arboretum, and I want you and Tyrrell to stay in your apartment.
Okay.
Thank you.
And she goes to the front door, closes the door, trails one finger down the crack between the two double doors that come together, and you watch as she trails her finger, these silvery sparkles just follow her finger down all the way from the very top of the door down to the floor, and just kind of like shimmer for a second as she trails her finger down and just stay for just a moment and then fade. And then she turns and moves back into the back part of the first floor, heading toward the stairway.
Felix, as she passes, Felix sort of grabs her forearm and just pulls her in, gives her a hug. You know I love you both. Kisses her on top of the head. Now go.
And we love you. And she just goes. Meanwhile, about this point, as the rest of the party heads up to the Hall of Chronology, arriving at the top of these staircases, you guys get to the top of the staircase right as you start to, basically as you get to the top of the staircase, you start to hear the ticking and see Luzon making his way down, starting down the stairs. He's like, where's Felix?
Down there doing Felix things.
Oh, stay here. And he starts trotting down the stairs.
Well, the communication between the plans was not super clear when he was gonna be down there.
Yeah. So Felix is pacing back and forth.
Felix, it's gonna be okay. I shouldn't be the level-headed one here.
No.
I'm walking up to Petra.
Okay. She still has Kataraya and Pelagius kind of off to herself.
I'm looking at Petra and I'm going to be like, I've expressed my thoughts openly. Sometimes you have to help people whether they want it or not, Petra. So
And you walk up and Petra is just like, hold on just 1 second. Yeah. What's up? We do need cat litter, yes. We also need cat food for Luna. Just cat chow.
that's a fucking awesome cat name.
Luna's a good cat. Weird, but good cat.
Aren't most cats weird?
I can't wait to have a pet cat. I miss having a pet cat.
I'm a dog guy, but I like cats too.
I wouldn't mind to have a dog, but I want a medium-sized dog.
Yeah, God,
And-
definitely don't want a Great Dane or Mastiff or anything like that.
And I would need. I don't want it unless I have the yard to give it.
I
that
remember one of
makes-
the coolest. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I just don't see having a dog and not letting it be able to run 50 yards nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, just because it's a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, they can dart 50 yards before you get up off the couch.
Mhm.
So
oops, sorry.
Yeah, at this point, Titus, you go over and you start saying this to Petra, and you can hear Petra is saying something to Pelagius, and then you hear her say, yeah. And then if you want to blow a hole all the way through the other ship, what you do is you put in a double charge of powder and you cut the wick in half, and then it's just going to go in the starboard side, out the port side, and it's just gone. And Pelagius is like, cool. And he looks up at you and he looks over at Petra and he's like, so when do we get it? Petra's like, soon.
Soon.
So about the airship, Petra. I don't want to know what you was just talking about, but I think this needs to happen.
And Pelagius says, I'm going to be the gunner.
Oh no.
That's perfect. We will need a gunner. So Petra,
Mhm.
how do we get out of here?
I don't know.
Can you hide your tail in your hair? I'm sorry, but everybody's looking for Titus in the backups.
Not on the
and-
first date.
That's like saying, can you hide your foot behind your neck? Like it's different sides of the body, man.
Don't you have magical means to disguise yourself?
Yeah, but they always keep the tail, just the tail.
Well,
I think
just-
she does. Hold on.
I think she has disguise self.
Wait, yes, she does. She does. Yeah. So
I'm just saying, we could walk out of here and no one know that we're not sorcerers just trying to get out of this goddamn school and go have fun while we find some rich guy that has an airship, and then we call them later on these little stones that I got. And then they have to deal with the mess we create. Just saying. And if we bring Felix's siblings in on it, he has to come.
one step ahead of you there, big guy. Pat you on the shoulder.
I think if we kidnap his family,
No, don't kidnap them. They just choose to come help us take a ship to save their brother.
Don't kidnap my family.
I'm not kidnapping them.
Just taking them forcefully without asking for
I
it.
am just
Yeah.
saying we need a gunner.
yeah, don't make it sound weird.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the gunner.
So Felix is pacing back and forth, not like running back and forth, but walking back and forth, and he's pinching the little tuft of hair underneath his bottom lip. And he looks at Xanthion.
Felix,
Trust me.
I've done nothing but trust you this whole time we've known each other.
I have a plan.
Uh-oh.
It does
That's my line.
It does involve Titus's plan.
Honestly, if you were to tell Titus you didn't want to do the plan, I wouldn't be too upset. We're already in enough trouble.
I know. But just hear me out. It's not a bad plan.
Oh,
I
none
just
of our
need-
plans are bad plans.
I just need to talk to Luzon without him freaking out.
And almost as if summoned by the mention of his own name, the doors into that intermediate chamber that looks like the desert oasis opens and Luzon comes through with bringing the ticking sound with him. He's like, wonderful.
Luzon.
Yes.
Yes. So
He
they
walks
are-
up to you guys. Yes. Reason you're here and your friends are upstairs.
They're apparently after all of us, but they use my name in particular.
Hmm.
So one of the party had a pretty damn good idea. I haven't seen any skyports in this town, but is there
Let's stick a pin in that and talk somewhere a little bit more private. Take my hand, please.
With pleasure.
takes his hand.
As soon as you both take his hand, you hear him say, "Second
gonna take
floor."
it.
Oh, wait, did Emma stay down?
Emma didn't say
Emma
anything.
was I said I was following Felix.
Oh, well, Estelle started asking if everybody else could follow her upstairs because Felix had something he had to do on the first floor.
Okay, then no, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, but as soon as he says first floor, he pops back up, standing where the rest of the party is standing in the entryway of the Hall of Chronology, holding hands with Felix and with Xanthion. So,
This is exactly what it looks like.
yes, everyone else gather around, hold hands, please. And Estelle and Petra kind of ushers Pelagius and Kataraya over, and anybody not grabbing hands?
No.
No, grabbing.
And as soon as the circle of hands is formed, Luzon says, "Sixth floor," and you guys pop up into the Violet study. And he starts making a beeline to the secret door that leads up to the Forbidden Library, and takes out his Bloodwell vial and sticks it in the keyhole. Door swings open, bookshelf swings open, revealing the secret door, and up into the Forbidden Library, which you guys had all just been at previously this morning. And as soon as the last footfall of the last person up the stairs lands on the carpet of this floor, Luzon kind of turns and looks at everybody. He's like, now we can speak freely without any concern about being overheard.
Luzon, you brilliant bastard. Thank you very much. So, I was hoping that somebody might be listening in just in case. Our friend Titus had a plan to take a skyship.
Yes, there has to be some rich prick here that has their own yacht that I can intimidate and tie up and throw in a closet and just keep them drunk. Because that's the way they stay all the time. Why can't we just take that yacht, use it, it'll outrun griffins, and then we can not blindly teleport in where these undead are, and we can infiltrate it on our terms and destroy whatever this master undead is.
At about this point, Pelagius runs up to you, Felix, this having been the first moment where kind of like all activity of like, let's hustle, 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 go, 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 let's go. And then it kind of stops for a moment now, finally. And Pelagius runs up to you from Petra and tugs on your sleeve. He's about 5'6", so you stand a good foot taller than him. And he just looks up at you. He's like, can we steal an airship?
Trying to work out the details, bud.
And Kataraya kind of calmly comes over and puts her hands on his shoulder and looks up at you just kind of like that with that like grin and bear it look that only older siblings can have, and just says, it's not a terrible idea.
It's not.
And as that conversation's going, I'm going to explain to the ticker guy how Felix is more than likely being targeted due to his nobility. And then that is also a plus for us because more than likely basically saying everything I explained earlier to the ticker guy, that more than likely who's in charge right now is an Octavian or someone that is able to shape change, because no one would say kill every fucking Octavian without talking to them first. That's just sheer ignorance.
With all due respect, I believe you firmly underestimate the ability of those in power to be sheerly ignorant.
I would not want, if I was in power, I would not want to kill every Octavian. I would want to understand what they have done and how deep it goes, because I do not believe they understand how deep it goes.
If King Reston has been replaced with a shapeshifter, that means the court mage would have to have been replaced as well. There is simply no way Adalor Angavast has been duped into not realizing that King Reston is a changeling.
But is it possible that Adalor was replaced?
That's if this theory has merit, it has to be both of them. Adalor Angavast is the one who spearheaded the Inquisition against Octavia's house. King Reston put him in charge himself.
He spearheaded it?
The king.
And what date did he spearhead this?
As soon as the head of Octavia's house was discovered, nailed to the wall of the spire.
And what date was that?
Oh, would have been what? When did we? He looks over at you, Felix. When did we evacuate your siblings here?
That would have been A week and a half ago.
So yes, it's all been within the last week because that happened mere days after we got
All right.
got them out of
What
the city.
day did I get the message from the House of Octavius about the leader being taken and them blaming me?
That timing lines up. It would have been around the same time.
So about a week before that.
Mm-hmm. So she was gone. The head of Octavius' house was gone for 2 days.
And that happened the day after I had the drunken spell at Madame Varine's house, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The day after.
Yep.
Who all was present when I had that drunken spell? Do I remember?
I don't know. Do you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, Felix, the day that we defeated Madame Varine, and you remember I revealed to everyone present what I was? The day after that.
You revealed that to us back in Bright Hollow.
Oh, I revealed it publicly to everyone that helped us defeat the fiends and Madame Varine. I was drunk. I revealed to them the weaknesses of the latent. That most of us, once we get alcohol in our systems, we can't control it anymore.
Oh, you mean revealed your weakness? Oh, yes.
I revealed what the Octavian house was to all the sorcerers and everyone that was present that day. I spilled everything out in my anger. And then the very next day, I had received a message on my ring from Titus. It's a long story where the Titus name was originally given.
And that rings particularly noticeable for Exagora with his backstory.
And then
Where
they
does
blamed me for capturing the head of the Octavian house. And I accepted it in my, not me, the Titus that's dead, accepted it in their ignorance that they did it. But it happened the day after I revealed to everyone there that helped us defeat Madame Varine who all was there that day. They're the only ones that would have, someone there had to have said something. It's too convenient. Who all was there? I was drunk.
Titus. All right. First and foremost, you revealed the ring to us at Bright Hollow. That's the reason why we underwent a certain, and he kind of stops trying to remember if it's gonna like mess him up if he says too much. Do you remember a certain someone from the Vigilant Wardenry?
I do remember that is where I gave all the information. All I'm saying is those people then, and when that song, that creation song was sung, I trusted everyone there.
That would be
But
who was the member of the Vigilant Wardenry, Shannon?
Felix, you have to realize.
So when
that
you guys were
found...
at Bright Hollow, when Titus revealed the existence of the changeling race to the custodians of the Bardic colleges. All of the custodians of the Bardic colleges were there. So it was the party, all of the Bardic custodians, and Obed Valaxian.
Obed Valaxian. Okay.
Yep, those were the people who were in the room. Then at Bright Hollow, when Titus was talking about like the weaknesses and how to like figure out who is a shapeshifter, that was Dylan Fiasco, Syncope, Tanea.
Sir Hilda was there. and
Sir Hilda Undine, Talavin Ryanmar, Obed Valaxian,
and everyone in the party except for Exagora.
Yes, and everybody in the party except for Exagora. So a lot of overlap between the two. Basically, at Verine Manor is where some members of the Theurgic Assembly were introduced, and some of the custodians were not there. But
And
basically,
the secret got out, right?
The timing definitely lines up that the abduction of Lady Tychara Octavius in public happened round about the time where all of these other things are happening. Yes.
I just believe whoever has their fingers in what has recently happened is directly tied to one of the people that helped us survive at Lady Verine's Manor when I revealed the secret in my when the Titus that has chose to die revealed their secret.
Well, then that would leave Obed Valaxian because we have no idea where Talavin is, and Sir Hilda is presumed dead, along with Syncope as well. Tanea, maybe. Where's Mazentoss?
We have answers.
Luzon looks over at you, Felix. Believe he's still in town. I can try to reach him if you'd like. I'll have to go down to the 6th floor.
I'm looking at I'm going to look at the ticker guy. I'm going to be like, "Hey, Tick, I'm pulling out a vial of blood from my haversack.
Ew.
There's answers right here. This is the blood of an Amar. Do you know what that is?"
The Amare line of the Octavius house?
What is it? Amar? What was the doppelgangers? What were they called?
So
The latent had two different changeling races.
So the changelings were Vera, and were Vara, and the doppelgangers were Hera. Then inside of Octavius' house, there was the Amare line and the Lavius line, and the Amare line was the one that was changelings.
The Hera. I'm going to say Hera instead. Sorry.
Okay.
This is the blood of a Hera. They served Lady Verine as their servant. If my understanding of magic is correct, there's a way to return him, to question him.
You're in the domain of clerics and paladins now.
Do you have connections?
It would take time. And I'm afraid we might not have enough time. Felix, do you want me to contact Moles and Toss?
Yes, contact Malthentoss. He might be a rat.
I hope not.
Titus,
But
That would bode very
Yes, X.
poorly.
do you still have the ring on?
No, I sold it. Do you need it?
It was occupied, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So whoever has that can communicate with whoever they would like to. I mean, as much as they'd like to with whoever's in there. Who was it?
Someone that has been tainted beyond repair.
Luzon goes down the stairs to the Violet study.
Sounds like the kind of person we wouldn't want someone random being able to speak to.
Maybe. Do you need the ring?
No, not personally, but I think we need to know where it is.
I send a message through the ring to all of the Octavians that were listening
Hmm.
that the undead is going to be vanquished by Petra and the backups. And then once the undead has been vanquished, the party responsible for saving us from the undead will be returning to Parasus. That is the message I sent through the ring, and then I threw it to the wind. And I used the money to buy this, and then I place everything on the table, on a table or wherever, and I laid down boots of elvenkind, a cloak of protection, gloves of thievery, a pearl of power, the sending stones I already gave out. Hold on. I laid down a musket. I laid down a pistol. I laid down a potion of speed. I laid down a superior potion of healing. And then a scroll of compulsion, a scroll of fabricate, a scroll of glyph of warding, a scroll of potion of poison spray, a scroll of scrying, a scroll of shatter, and I put down the sun sword, and I put down a shield, and those last two are mine.
Actually, what he lays down is the hilt of a sword. There is
Yes.
no blade. So he just lays down a hilt of a sword.
So who did you sell it to that had that kind of gold?
Yes, that's important. Estelle is walking up now. Yes, that's important. Also, just to be clear, how much did the soul in the ring know about all of you?
Not me, I wasn't around yet, but everybody else.
I think he
I
said he just
am
sold it.
not sure.
That could be bad.
Good Lord, man.
Felix looks over at her. If you're worried about you or my siblings, I didn't talk much of you.
I'm worried about you. She looks around the room, about all of you. I'm worried about someone coming up with this ring and having a source of information that knows the inner workings of your group.
All right, so
The
where and to who
voice
did you sell
in-
this? And when?
The
I mean,
ring.
approximate something. Yes, the ring.
Where did I sell the ring?
That was, give me 1 second here.
I mean, you have to
Oh, yeah.
remember getting that much gold.
I know that. It's just I didn't actually play this out. This was all
Right,
done
yeah,
for
no,
the
I don't
text.
expect Ben to know. But
Didn't he give it to the other?
Where are my city notes for Sorvel?
I thought he gave it to I thought he gave it to Dylan Fiasco. And
I did, but Dylan Fiasco gave it back to me.
Yep, Dylan Fiasco returned it at Verine Manor.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've
When-
had the ring until just now, and I've used it to buy supplies in order for us to survive an encounter with undead. So
so you sold it in the city.
it's in the city. I'm just waiting for Shannon to tell me where I sold it.
Fair enough.
And
you
then
sold it
this-
in Sorvel. Oh,
Yes, I've sold it in Corvell when I sold all the magic shit that I had that dealt with wizard.
Let me see here. That was it was in the Sheen, and it was at Nether and Void.
I sold it at Nether and Void for what did I get for it?
Basically everything here except the potions and the scrolls. The potions and the scrolls you bought at hold on.
And the voice in it never really talked to anyone, did it?
You were the only one who communicated with it. It was never 100%. It was never 100% clear how much the soul in the ring was aware of what was going on around it.
Because
You
the way
had
the only interaction I've ever had with it is when it communicated to me what it was told to tell me.
okay, so the potions you got at Wild Vials, the majority of the magic items you got at Nether and Void, and then the scrolls you picked up at the Cracked Phylactery.
Okay, and
That is
so
in the Somber
I
World.
traded the ring, the magic book of illusion thing, the duplicate manuscript, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 spell books. And that's what got me what you see here.
All right. Well, then I need to get that ring back. Can you all wait here for a minute? They won't see me.
Go.
All right. So at this point, well, actually, Shannon, do I know where that place is?
No, you've never heard of it.
Right.
You've never been to Sorvel
That's
before.
yeah.
I would
Now,
I would
Christian Felix knows where all of those places are because as a member of the Sabian Conclave, you've frequented
Right.
all of those places.
So
I
Felix,
believe that we need to not jump. I believe that Exagora or I go retrieve the ring.
I've got it.
Someone go and get the boat. Someone go and get supplies. And we all gather in one spot when it's all over on the ship and we get the fuck out of here.
And so at this point, Estelle speaks up and says, I think splitting up is maybe the worst idea I've ever heard.
Probably. Let me
I
go by
would-
myself to do this. I'll come back.
I would agree with you if
We
it
don't-
wasn't for 3 things needing to happen at the same time. Would you want to go into fighting what is the master race of the most intense undead infiltration we have ever seen without having the proper healing potions and everything necessary to
Well,
survive?
You have that here, right?
Right.
Okay, so what are the 3 things that need to happen? We need a ship, we need the ring back, we
Right.
need
Supplies.
supplies. So this is not enough. Right?
I would
We
want
need more.
I'm picking up the superior healing potion.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, I'd want 2 of these for each of us. And then I'm picking up the haste potion and I would want one of these for each of us.
Estelle points over at Emma and says, you're being supplied by Desmond Farrat this afternoon, correct?
Yeah, if we stick around.
Supplies taken care of as long as we have enough time. Get the ship.
Desmond might even have one.
If
Or
there's a
somebody
ship,
else. Right.
and we get the ship first. There's not. She looks over at you, Felix. Estelle looks over at you and says, there's not a skyport in Sorvel?
None that I've seen, but
Doesn't that seem odd though? I mean, it's the richest city in Sangamet. It's probably the richest city in the world. Wouldn't you think there would be one? I mean, when you were going to school here, did you ever see airships above in the skies?
I remember seeing some, but they were at a distance. Unless they were used as. He's down in the Violet Study.
Oh yeah, he went down. Sorry.
I think I can get a ship as long as. Do you think there might be a cloaked ship port?
It could be. I mean, it is one of the centers of magic. There's just not a public skyport, which means we have no heading necessarily.
Is there a window here?
And Estelle starts walking over toward the gigantic hole, extra dimensional hole in the middle of the floor, and says, well, if there was some big secret about Sorvel that they didn't want other people to know, don't you think that would be where you'd hide it?
Looking down.
Xanthion jumps down.
What?
Xanthion fully jumps down unless someone grabs him.
I grab Xanthion.
I'll
Oh
use my
my
bonus
God,
action to fly
thought-
down then.
Is it dark in here? Is it dark in here?
No.
There is no shadow whatsoever for me to
No,
fly?
this is not a dimly lit area. You would have
If-
okay, hold on. So
What if I jump down with him?
Xanthion is running toward the hole.
Oh my
What is
God!
everybody else doing?
I am stopping Xanthion screaming, "You have been the voice of reason!"
I'm tired of it.
Me too! And I tackle goddamn Xanthion!
I get big and then I fly.
You can fly for one turn, right?
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it for 4 times though.
Oh my God, this is perfect. I love pure D&D chaos.
Okay.
Xanthion!
Shannon, check your message.
Yeah, we'll do.
Haven't stuck my head in anything in a while. This is the closest thing to it.
Emma looks over at the rest of the party and she's like, I'm not healing him this time.
No one healed me last time. I went crazy and then I just came back.
Okay. So so Titus is trying to tackle Xanthion.
Yes.
Go
And he-
ahead and make a grapple check, an athletics check against Xanthion's athletics or acrobatics, whichever you want. Logan.
Can I
Okay.
do an acrobatics or does it have to be athletics?
It to establish a grapple, it has to be athletics.
God
And did
damn it.
And did the get big happen?
Yeah, but your size being large doesn't give you any bonuses.
It's not gonna matter, dude.
I
I
have
rolled a
advantage on
9.
strength checks and strength saving throws.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, then yeah, it would. You would have advantage on this.
He just shoves me to the side like a wet paper towel.
It is. It's kind of like that where the little kid is trying to swing, and the guy's just holding him at arm's reach on his forehead. Okay, so you're flying into the hole.
Yep.
Okay. You're in the hole. As Xanthion goes flying into the hole, Estelle just kind of looks over at you, Felix, and it's just like this look on her face is like, really?
By this point, Felix has pulled a bottle out of his satchel. Yep.
And
Okay,
I'm gonna look at Felix and I'm gonna be like, I tried, dude. I tried.
So you've got a fly speed for 1 round.
Yep.
I
which
guess I'll. How large is the hole?
That's like what? 60 feet in diameter? 70. Close.
70 feet in diameter.
Emma's gonna kind of grumble and say, "I'll babysit," and she is going to turn invisible and then turn into a giant hawk,
Okay.
and then I'm going to head straight down with a flying speed of 80 feet. And I'm just gonna grab Xanthion by the shoulders and keep flying down.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So all of a sudden, Logan, you have an issue staying connected?
It's not that my Zoom just keeps crashing.
Oh, okay.
You probably need to update it.
Mine's been doing that
Probably.
too.
You probably need to update it.
So as you fly down, a giant hawk grabs hold of both of your shoulders.
An
Can I
invisible
try-
giant hawk.
Invisible giant hawk. Yes, that's right.
Can I try to break free?
No, like I mean, like in the
I'm
hole.
not
holding
pulling you
aloft.
up. I'm still going down.
Yeah, like something grabs you and is like,
It's helping you be what you want to be.
so what are you doing in the hole?
Going
I'm-
to the bottom.
Going to the bottom.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Truer words are never spoken.
Or waiting till I see something that's different than books.
Okay, are you communicating this with the invisible giant hawk that is carrying you?
Absolutely not. I still do want to break free.
Okay. I guess roll me.
Oh my God. He's gonna go terminal velocity and hit the bottom.
Would he technically be given disadvantage because he can't see what's grappling him?
But it'd be advantage because I'm big.
Yeah, so
So,
straight
it's
straight
my roll.
roll. Straight roll. Athletics are well, yeah, I'm assuming athletics.
Yeah. 17.
So Emma, roll an athletics check as a giant hawk.
Okay, hold on.
This
Uh,
is
I have
what
ways
I
to
live
slow
for.
myself down, guys.
This is the D&D moments I live for.
let's see.
Honestly, if this is how Xanthion went out, it's pretty fitting. I
I
plan
love
on
how you
taking,
accept it. You're just
I don't
like,
plan
I'm
on
ready.
taking 140 damage to drop me and kill me, but
That's a 7.
Okay, you're free.
okay. I'm gonna just keep falling.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go pick him up again.
I'm gonna use my action to dodge.
So
Man, Emma, please say something to him.
I can't speak. I'm a
He's a
fucking
giant-
bird.
Screaming at him. "Ah! Ah!"
Oh my
What?
God.
I don't know what you're saying to me.
Screech.
okay.
I mean, at this point, how far down are they?
You guys can't see them anymore.
Yes.
I'm gonna look over at Felix and be like, I think they're dead.
High likelihood.
You guys have no faith in my plans.
What's
I never said that it's most likely. I never said that it's definitely, but high likelihood.
why would they leave us alone in such a room? And I'm starting to look around.
Fair question.
I've been waiting a while to get the chance to jump into this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Really, I had no idea.
I would
I've-
never have thought it.
What are the ways that that Xanthion has to slow himself?
I can fly 3 more times.
Okay. So at this point, you've been falling for like long enough that like you are far enough down that 3 rounds of your fly speed would not be sufficient to get you back up to the top.
Okay.
Just okay.
There's still an invisible bird following him.
That's
Can
true.
he? Is it so dark he can't see?
No, there's glow. Like the shelves glow. So like there is a source of light down this like extra dimensional space.
Oh my
So-
god! So it's just like an endless loop of circles when we look down.
Go ahead, Xanthion, roll me a perception check, and Emma, roll me a perception check as a giant hawk.
23.
Sentences you'll only hear in D&D.
So at one point you do fall past and you do see what did Emma get as a giant hawk?
A 24.
Okay, so both very high. As you guys go like hurtling past, there is another figure hovering down here. And as you fall past, you do see another I think I just lost Logan again.
Yeah, I could picture Logan going, "Damn it!"
Yeah.
How much, man?
Well, let's see if he comes back.
I've had so much fun tonight, guys. Thank you all. Don't ever once say you're welcome at once.
I'm back.
Okay. So what was the last thing you heard?
I just heard the figure hovering in place.
Yeah, so there is, as you go falling past, there is a figure hovering in place looking around these shelves, like just like looking through the books on the shelf. And as you fall past, you do get a pretty like strangely like I guess we'll say that it's because of your heightened sense of your heightened senses from the adrenaline that is now like just coursing through your veins as you fall at terminal velocity. Malton Toss Orith is actually down here looking through the books.
Just here, Fuzzy. See ya.
Hi.
So he experiences a fucking ranger falling down at terminal velocity, and then just this giant whoosh of air following past it as a giant eagle is
That's
following.
awesome.
Invisible eagle.
Giant invisible eagle.
And Emma.
Yeah.
When you shapeshifted into the giant hawk, equipment formed into the form of the wild shape or dropped at Emma's feet?
Formed in.
Okay, hold on just one second. All right, I will be right back, guys.
And
I am the DM now.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sick of this computer right now.
How do you update Zoom? Since it's web-based, how do you do that?
if you're using the web base, you need to go download the actual Zoom software.
I think I've got it, but it just always loads up the web.
And then you have to update it by clicking on your little profile icon there, and it'll say update. It'll boot you out and reboot the software, not your computer.
Well, when I click on the Zoom, it actually takes me to my email, like through Zoom, email calendar type thing.
You should have something to update the Zoom software. I mean, open Zoom and hold on just a second. Let me finish pissing.
Huh? Oh God.
It
Yeah, I'm
feels
updating
so
right now.
good. It feels good, so good. Just imagine you all. I'm pissing in another time zone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not for you, Ed. It's the same.
No,
time
yeah,
zone.
no, you're pissing much closer to me than
Yeah, yeah.
Same time zone.
Things you
God.
only hear in D&D.
My fucking prostate. All right, give me
Oh,
a
God.
second. All right, how to update Zoom while you're in it.
Yep.
All right, go to all right, what you need to do, not the one that shows the pictures. There should be another one. We'll do
I'm
it
updating
after.
mine right now.
We'll do it after this session. If Logan's updating his now, it'll kick him. But there, you should have had another Zoom window that tells you to open Zoom.
Yeah, and it's a web browser.
Oh, it's in a web browser.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
Okay.
Download
I
the
just clicked the-
actual.
I mean, I thought I did. I think I've got it in my start menu.
Well, then open that and you're just gonna have to leave the call and then rejoin.
Well, when I go in
Yeah.
through that, like I said, it says it just brings up an email. Is all it brings up.
You should have something that looks like. Hold on a second.
Here we go. Hang on. There we go. There's a check for updates in that. So let me hang on here. But it still looks like a Outlook client. Let's see. It says download will resume when your meeting ends. So
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything until you're out of Zoom.
Well, let me just hop out real quick. I'll be right back.
There you go. Good luck.
Yep.
Hope to see you back.
I want you all to know, I plan on leaving a crater at the bottom if I don't make it. My update's almost done on my computer, so I might be back in on my computer here soon.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if that's better now.
So as you descend down past past Malls and Tossoreth, who's just kind of like, oh. You do notice that the lighting, the illumination that is providing light to see the books that are on these shelves starts to flicker a bit. And looking around, it's a little disconcerting, just kind of like a slight strobe light effect. And as you look up, Xanthion, you see this kind of like sparkling, flickering light that is forming around in the form of an invisible bird, the outline of a giant hawk. And it just like the light gets a little bit brighter and a little bit brighter and flickers a little bit more. And Emma, you notice this as it gains in intensity the further down into the hole in the floor that you guys go. And all of a sudden, it just becomes absolutely blinding for just a moment. Sure.
Sure, he says. And surprise, you found out where the gods were hiding.
Everything.
You're welcome.
Everything goes like brilliant, bright white for a moment for both Emma and for Xanthion.
Okay.
Emma, you take 22 points of force damage as it feels like, the best way to explain it is one of your internal organs like explodes. Is the only way. It's like just like this explosive pain.
God damn.
The core of your body, and you're not really sure what the hell is happening. Are you still in wild shape?
Yes.
Okay.
Been good knowing you guys.
The brightness fades for a moment. Emma, please remove the bag of holding and anything that was in the bag of holding.
Oh,
what?
Holy.
As your vision clears from this brilliant explosion of light, no longer surrounded by books, now floating in this gossamer void of shimmering opalescent nothingness. As
I assume
Xanthion,
also surrounded by my stuff.
Well, no, because only the bag of holding was destroyed. But it's in your physical form, so you actually like took damage because of that.
Oh.
This is what you get for following Xanthion when he does a plan.
When he does a plan.
Meanwhile,
Where's my stuff?
it's this giant gaping wound as the hawk bleeds out into the astral plane. Yeah, so meanwhile, the rest of you that are up
Wait,
in the
am I
Forbidden
with
Library,
Emma too?
yeah, the two of you
Okay.
are with each other because
Cool.
you were within 10 feet of Emma when she crossed the threshold where she was considered to be completely in an extra dimensional space.
This is why you don't follow Xanthion anywhere.
Well,
I'm gonna
but
look at
you still
Felix.
don't see her because she's invisible.
I think this is why we don't split the party, right?
Hush.
And meanwhile, the rest of you up at the top see this little. We've all seen Star Trek: The Next Generation, right? You know the little flash of light that when the Enterprise goes to warp.
Yeah,
right when they hit warp and they go into warp. That's basically what you see, like way deep down in the shelves.
Emma had a bag of holding, right?
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Look at disappointed dad.
Hey, Shannon.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
confused.
Okay.
Why isn't the stuff in the astral plane with us? Because when a bag of holding gets destroyed that way, the stuff goes to the astral plane too.
Hold on. I may have misread that.
Do 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 do.
I was waiting for like Xanthion and Emma to fall from the ceiling and land on the ground.
Just like Portal, like you're figuring out how to use the portal gun.
Yeah.
Well, you were wrong, Logan.
Inside an extra dimensional space created by.
It's not abnormal.
It's okay. This is awesome. This is what I live for D&D. We're trying to figure out, okay, how do we survive from somebody's fuck up?
Okay, I will figure out whether or not the stuff is actually there. For the time being, it's going to be Schrodinger's inventory. We'll get back to that. And honestly, does Emma come out of invisibility?
Yeah, and I'm gonna turn back to out of fucking giant bird.
So you guys are floating in the.
If there's an inventory to collect, I am collecting it.
Understood.
Hey Emma,
Yeah.
how do we get out of here?
And
Emma?
as you guys are just kind of floating there, just kind of wisping your way through, you do see way off in the distance what looks to be a furbolg with pink hair floating through, sipping on a cup of tea, way off in the distance.
Where'd you get your tea?
Meanwhile,
I'm gonna look at Felix and be like, surely they have contingencies for when this happens. I mean, they don't even have a handrail here.
That would require forethought.
Well, I mean, these are supposedly some of the smartest people in the world, right?
Oh, you're talking about the conclave.
Yeah.
Honest mistake.
I mean,
remember
there's
he
not a
said that
handrail. What if somebody that comes in to clean the room trips and falls in?
first
It's not
off,
like they could sue.
my God.
You are right
Touche.
there. I mean,
Touche. Remember, anyone who's allowed in here is usually a member of the Theurgic Assembly, so they're powerful enough to know levitate.
well, then why did they bring us up here? I don't know to levitate. I could trip and fall right now and die.
You're about
They
to.
were also hoping that the heroes of the realm would be smart enough not to dive into the giant endless hole.
Well,
Hey, I
the
didn't sign
heroes
up to
of
be a
the
hero of the
realm
realm.
obviously don't know this realm because it makes some very stupid heroes. I'm one of them because I don't know shit. Looking down the
You
hole.
are 2 days old.
Exactly. I mean, who puts? What kind of
it's been a
gods are
long
these?
time. How long does it take to send a sending spell? Please don't tell me Luzon's the rat.
I don't know, but does these work through planes? Hello, Xanthion, Emma, can you hear me?
Oh,
Aren't
by the way,
sending stones like a once a day thing?
yeah, sending stones you can cast sending once a day.
And they're not on the same plane, so it doesn't work.
No,
right?
it has
No.
a chance of going through.
It has a
Okay.
5.
I'm
What is it? 5. It has a 5% chance of not finding them if you're not familiar with them or something like that, right, Shannon?
It's if they're on a different plane of existence, there is a base 5% chance that the message fails to reach them.
That's what it was.
and then there's also a chance that the message fails to get. If they reply, the message fails to get back.
Right.
Are you all still alive? I mean, you jumped down this hole. Xanthion, you
okay.
got to choose.
I'd literally have the ring back by now.
Question.
Go get the ring, Exozor.
Did Emma put the sending stone in the bag of holding?
Oh hell.
Yeah, she would have.
Okay, so I really need to figure out.
What about Xanthion?
I have mine.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get back to that. But Xantheon would still have his sending stone on him.
The only
know-
thing that wasn't in the bag of holding would have been the small bag of gems because she kept it on there because we had our Revivify diamonds in there.
What about your cat?
Oh God.
I don't
Cat
think we were.
probably stayed up.
Okay.
The cat's not flying down.
I just wanted
Yeah,
to
the
make
cat stayed
sure.
up.
For some reason, you see a goose floating in the astral sea.
Hey, wait. Weren't we having problems with a bunch of really concerning creatures in the astral plane?
No, that was the border ethereal.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna look at Exagora. Go get the fucking ring.
Nobody's told me where this place is
Hey,
yet.
Xantheon.
Give me
It
some
is-
direction.
And I'm gonna give him the name of the shop. Go get it now.
I'm not going to search the whole city. Give me some. Yeah.
Felix explains.
All right, and he's at this point. How did that roll turn out, Shannon?
How did what roll turn out?
The
Oh,
sleight
yeah.
of hand check.
Yeah, you got what you
Okay.
wanted.
And I'm
Okay, well, at that
going
point,
to
he goes-
hand Exagora a potion of haste.
Oh, thanks. I could use that.
Listen,
Yeah. So he takes that.
only use this if you have to, but get the ring back. I fucked up.
Okay. So he's going to wait until right before he's outside, or right before he's wherever spot he could be seen by somebody on the outside, and then turn invisible and go.
Send me a message through the stone, you invisible bastard.
All right.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
So down Exagora goes.
Hey, Xantheon.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have a scroll of banishment on you, would you?
Yeah, I just keep those on me at all times.
The only way neither of us have plane shift, and neither of us have banishment. I think we're kind of stuck here.
You know, this is not how I thought the plan was gonna go.
So okay.
Emma is, if Xantheon isn't catching on, Emma is not pointing out that this is entirely her fault.
Oh, Xantheon knows he didn't have a bag of holding on him.
Well, I don't know if Xantheon would know what happened. Because
He knows he didn't do anything.
I guess for all Xantheon knows, they're still in the whole of the library.
Well, the big light was coming from the silhouette of a giant hawk. Emma was uninvisible as a giant hawk and then turned back into Emma. I'm gonna just put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. All right. So, Felix, how do we get them back?
Well, we don't know necessarily where they're at, do we? All right, Shannon.
It doesn't take much for the casters in the party to piece 2 and 2 together based on that flash of light, knowing that Emma had a bag of holding in her possession, and then knowing that this hole in the floor has to be an extra dimensional space because it does not actually extend through the lower floors of the library. So it's kind of like one of those moments where it's just like, it just takes you a second. You're like, what was, oh.
I mean, one of the ships we're going to steal might have plane shift built into the engine. I mean, I really believe that stealing the ship is the right move.
Felix just does the slowest eye close.
Xantheon and Emma are in another dimension, and Titus is still focused on stealing a ship.
I am just trying to save us all, especially the ones that are in imminent danger on this plane of existence right now. And if they're falling through some kind of goo that's not going to really hurt them for the next
Felix gets
12
up.
hours.
He goes to the edge of the well, looks down. Is anyone down there?
So at this point, a couple of things happen. Luzon reemerges up the stairwell and says, I can't reach Malsentos. I've tried multiple times. I don't think it's the spell failing. I think I can't reach him. And then as you shout down, is anyone down there, as Luzon reemerges into the 7th floor and says that, you hear a voice echoing up from the hole incredibly deeply. You can't reach me because I'm here. And then
Found him.
Malzentos kind of floats up and onto the ground, and Luzon's like, oh, that makes sense. And Malzentos looks over at the rest of you and looks over at Luzon for a moment too, seeing all of these people who are not members of the Theurgic Assembly on the 7th floor. And Luzon says, it's a long story. The military is after Felix and all of the rest of them.
We had an ignorant party member dive into this hole. I know that we are being hunted by the military right now, but the ignorant party member that dived into the hole, and then another party member that tried to save them. I believe they jumped in with a bag of holding.
Whoa. Xanthion did not jump in with a bag of holding. Let's not put this on
So
him.
one of the two jumped in with a bag of holding, and now I believe that they have went somewhere else due to their choices.
Hey, Shannon.
Could we help them, or are they gone? I would really like to know now, so I need to know what to do next.
Shidney, what's up?
I would like to use a spell
Okay.
in 100% the way it is not intended.
Okay.
It does not say it can do this, but I am absolutely ready to take damage and or use extra spell slots to do this.
Okay.
I want to cast Summon Fate and summon myself back to the material.
You're gonna leave Xanthion stranded
This
when it's
is
your fault
fucking
he's there?
amazing. Can you like bear hug Xanthion?
No, I don't want to touch Emma right now.
What do you think about this, Shannon?
Well, you can only summon a Fae to an unoccupied space that you can see within range. So you can summon Fae into the astral, probably.
No.
So he's saying it would probably work if you could see where you wanted to go. That's what I'm hearing. So what I'm hearing is a really expensive teleport.
So
okay, what if that what if I summon woodland beings and they come through a little portal in some forest somewhere, and I look through that portal, and then I cast Summon Fae to the other side of that portal.
This sounds like me grasping for air at the bottom of an ocean.
That's yes, that sounds exactly what this sounds like. Xanthion, you are watching as Emma is working herself up to a full blown.
No, she has attack. Like I want to say she is frantically thinking,
yes,
and like yanking out spell components and shit that are just kind of floating all around her.
Oh God.
Oh my god, that's amazing. All right. So Luzon and Malzentov stand looking down at the down the hole. As they kind of look at each other, they look over at you, Felix, and they're like, he's the one that stuck his head in the bowl, isn't he?
I'm not the reason we're stranded.
Hey, I would actually like to point out that even if you let me do this, it would not exactly fix our situation, but it could maybe let it be better because conjure woodland beings does not bring them from the material, it brings them from the Feywild.
That
So
would
we would be
honestly
in the
make it worse.
Feywild.
And so Malzentov looks over at Luzon and is like, do you think you can take care of this? And they say, Luzon's like, yes, I'll be back. And he starts heading for the stairs.
How long is this going to take? May I ask?
Luzon just kind of like with a deep sigh just says, two of them, that's 2 castings. Give me 10 minutes.
You okay? You all don't have anything that prevents invisible people from walking out of this building, do you?
Just this room.
Okay. All right. So we got somebody going after the ring already. We should be good. I still think we should go after the boat.
So Luzon descends back down. Let's see here. Luzon pops his head back in. Emma and Xantheon, correct?
Yeah.
Last names?
Oh.
I don't know. I never got to know him that good.
Does anyone know their last names?
It's Lightfoot and Xantheon Lightfoot and Emma.
Wood. Petra says.
Wood. Yes, that's right.
Okay, wonderful. I'll be back.
Hey, Emma.
Oh wait, no, that's not. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
And he actually walks toward the edge of the thing, the edge of the hole, casts a spell, steps off onto thin air, and just starts descending.
You know the whole skit about like the idea of being in a movie or something, you'll have it's like a fight scene going on and it's very intense and dramatic, and then you just cut over to 2 people chilling, just talking. It's really calm.
Hey, Emma.
Yeah. And
I hate you.
That's fair. But this is no dumber than anything you've done. And she is
I've never gotten stuck in another dimension.
You haven't?
No. I
Did
get
you
out.
literally go to the Feywild?
I didn't get stuck there.
I'm working on it. And Emma is like, she has like components out, and like it looks like she's about to do something fucking insane.
Pretty par for the
Trying
course.
to cast basically 2 spells at the same time.
Emma.
Yeah.
The smarter people in the party are not here, so I think we're gonna be okay. If you tell anyone this is my fault, I'm gonna put a sword in your chest.
God.
Okay.
Wow.
I won't say it's your fault, but how about we say we don't know what happened?
Deal.
Not knowing that everybody else figured it out.
Petra, it's our time. Let's go now. Felix is distracted.
I'm not distracted. He just yells out.
Can I
Okay.
just say
so-
that real quick that since I've started watching my grandkids a lot, we watch a lot of kid shows, and I'm now convinced that Felix is like Squidward of the group. It's just like, it's like
Ouch.
I want to sell a boat. I want to sell, but we sell food here, sir. I just feel like that's the vibe he has to put up with, like, Titus and
Okay,
and,
so Luzon descends down out of sight into the Forbidden Library. Xanthion Exagora is gone, right? He
Right.
left to go get the ring.
Yep.
I also described to Exegor what the ring looked like.
Okay. All right. So I need, let's see here. Logan or Xanthion and Emma are on the astral plane. Exagora is not in the room. Felix and Titus, please roll me.
Oh shit, I gotta go inside. Hold on a second. I didn't think I'd be rolling shit being where I'm at.
Yeah, true.
Roll him initiative.
Um,
That would be bad.
I
very.
can't stop imagining Emma actually pulling this off and in an explosion, and as like she fucking rips through two planes and someone being like, what the fuck did you do?
Roll
All right.
me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
What?
Hey, there's perks to being on the astral plane, I guess.
Oh,
Minutes.
18?
4.
Okay.
Ah, damn it.
Let's see here.
Felix goes brain dead.
That's
Oh.
Anthion's job.
So we got
Well, he's already
Petra.
I would like to show them something when we're done.
I will. Yeah, that sounds good. Petra. Christian, please roll me d20s for Pelagius and Kataraya.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, disregard. I thought it would roll two. Well, 4 and 14 if you want to go with those.
4 and 14.
What about Sephiroth and Mercedes?
They are not with you. They had not arrived at the
Oh, I thought they did.
no, there was mention of needing to get them, and you were going to send Kataraya to go and fetch them, but then
Army came.
immediately after that, Titus walked up and said that the military was coming, and at that point you guys all stayed together.
Oops. Sorry.
Okay. What is the okay, nobody has hit that yet. And finally we need Estelle. Okay. So you guys are standing around. Titus says, Petra, now is our time. Felix is distracted. Felix says, I'm not distracted. And then there's this weird sensation that affects all of you at the same time, where you just go a little lightheaded for a second. And you guys watch as Titus takes off his haversack and opens it up and reaches down in and grabs an item and hands it over to Malls and Toss. Malls and Toss accepts it. Thank you.
God
And then
damn
heads down the stairs
Knew it.
with the book tucked under his arm.
What?
Knew it.
And that is where we will pick up next session.
Fuck. Shannon, what do you think about my absolute bullshit ideas?
I loved watching you try.
You didn't let me try.
I loved the way that you were trying to think